guys? We're back. Shh, we're here at a 420 Bible study and Torah tour.
How are you? We're the band.
We're the band.
Band, where's your instruments?
Here's our record. All right, let's offer this to God. This is a better tune to Him than any other song we could sing.
Rock and roll!
Yeah, dude, I think we're the band.
I've been waiting for you boys all day. Get on stage.
No sleep till!
Jacob and Esau. One was accepted only based on appearance, not based on what the words were going to say. So, that's the whole point of the Bible. It's funny, I didn't even think about that. But they switched based on their look. Well, Jacob and Esau switched based on their sense of smell. Was the only way that Isaac gave his blessing to Jacob. And Jesus follows in that same lineage as we've just learned. But now we flip from Mathew 1, looking at being reborn, and the sign of Emanuel, the Hebrew for Jesus Christ, the Greek, the anointed one, the oil of the Messiah, which is the message that I have now been given to tell everybody. That's a long sentence, but it makes sense. So here's the sign of Emanuel in Isaiah chapter 7. When Ahaz, son of Jotham, the son of Uzziah, was king of Judah, King Resin of ARAM. Now right there you have a phonetical spelling, and in my mind it's the King Resin from the land of Havilah and Cush. Aromatic resin, that's Hashem. He's king over all. And by the way, we do not need another king. In King Solomon or King Saul, I forgot the story. But when they wanted the new king and it was going to be Saul, they weren't happy with God. That's what Solomon had to deal with. So at that point, I'm great with one God, one king, he's it, one coach, right? So, of King Resin of ARAM, or ARAM, or Hebrew, the morning air. We have two kinds of airs. We have the old air and we have the new air. Jesus is the new air. The air we breathe, that we can make. Aramaic. God speaks Aramaic. He also makes air I make. So, the King Resin of Aram and Pekah, his son, Remaliah, king of Israel, marched up to fight against Jerusalem, but they could not overpower it. Now the house of David was told, that's our house, Aram has allied with itself with Ephraim. So the hearts of Ahaz and his people were shaken, as the trees of the forest are shaken by the wind. Okay, now we're back to trees and wind and some names. So, here it is, really quickly, if we're looking at verse 2, actually, we'll talk about the remnant returns, which is kind of what we're doing, is we're building the remnant and rebuilding the temple. But here it is. So the king Resin of Aram decided to march up and fight against Jerusalem, but they could not overpower it. And now the house of David was told Aram had allied itself with Ephraim, which is Esau. And the hearts of Ahaz and his people were shaken like the trees of the forest. And that is a description of the tree of life, which is you and me. But we're not going to be shaken by the wind. We're going to be a reed standing tall in the wilderness.